What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another pickups video. But this one is going to be huge. Because why? Well, it's been God knows how long since the last time I recorded a pickups video. So today you're going to be getting basically 3.5 months worth of pickups all in one video. So you're going to be getting the mixture of video games, DVDs, rather it's movies, or TV shows. But nonetheless, we have a lot to go over today, and I'll do my best to summarize my thoughts to the best of my abilities so that way you guys aren't sawing logs and wanting to click off the video. So without further ado, let's go! So the first thing I got was the bootleg version of Tales from the Crypt Keeper. It's the complete series. I had a feeling it was going to be like a bootleg version because it was only like 16 or 17 bucks. As we go along, you guys will see the images up there. But anyhow, I thought that it would be a good cartoon to kind of get Little Man into the horror genre, if you will. He may or may not like it. I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, I liked the TV show. And, you know, granted, I was a big fan of Tales from the Crypt, which I still am today, and it's another series that I do own. And one, if you haven't checked out, damn it, you gotta check it out. It's a great TV show. Tales from the Crypt Keeper. It's just like a kid-friendly version of Tales from the Crypt, basically. But I thought it'd be a good one to, like I said, introduce Little Man to the side of horror and see what his thoughts were on it, or maybe he just thinks it's gonna suck. I don't know. So next up, we got a movie, which is Society. And for those of you that if you have not watched this movie, I think it is a great one. I want to say it was made as either 90 or 91, somewhere around there. I know it was like right on the cusp of just the kickoff with the 90s. But it's got a good plot and one that it makes you go, what the hell is going on? But when you realize by the end of the movie, if you like to look at stuff as far as like why they made the movie the way they did, it all makes sense, like different undertones and things they're trying to tell you about like social hierarchy and stuff. And this cover here, that'll all make sense by the end of the movie. That is all I'll say. But Society, you gotta check it out. All right, and another movie before I give you guys a game pickup. It's the Oscar winning performance by one Thomas Green, and the movie is Freddy Got Fingered. Yes. And this movie, I get it, it is not for everybody, but it is for me because I'm an idiot and I absolutely love stupid types of humor, rather it's slapstick or just, you know, stupid innuendos and just stuff like that and stupid scenarios. I am here for it. I love those types of things. But this movie, my God, there's just so many just random stupid things about this that just make me laugh. Like, and it's not even the Daddy, would you like some sausage scene? Like that one, it's okay, but that's not even the funniest thing in the movie. Like there's like, I'll just do a little bit of a spoiler here. Like when his buddy breaks his leg on the skateboard ramp. Oh my God. And his bone's sticking out, and then he gets down and starts licking it, and his dad's like going nuts. And then, you know, when you guys have probably heard me do this on streams every now and again when I went, the backwards man, the backwards man, backwards man, the backwards man. I can walk as fast as you can, backwards man, the backwards man. That's where it came from, was this movie. And there's other stuff that's going along with it. There is actually a plot to it that he's wanting to be an animator, but there's things that go along, and it's just utter chaos the entire time. And of course, Tom Green's stupid humor, which I like. But one, if you haven't watched it, at least give it a fair shake. So on to the first video game that I got. We have the Medieval remake or remaster, whatever the hell you want to call it. But nonetheless, I got it, and I got it sealed because I wanted it sealed, not to just put on my shelf and be like, hey, I got a sealed game. Meh. No, because this one, to me, I just wanted a new copy so that way I was the only one that played the game. It's not somebody else's game. Like, granted, yes, I do have used games. That's not the point. This was just something for myself. I just wanted a brand new game, so that way when I get to it, I'm gonna crack it open and I'll play it on my own time with my own dime, of course, because you know I paid for it. But if you haven't played Medieval, there are some differences from the PS1 version to this, and it has to do with, I can't remember what they're called. It's like the dark demons that you gotta fight. And I did play this almost all the way through on the PS4. And those demons, they're like way more hard to kill on this version than they are in the PS1. The PS1, I felt like I just blew through them and just was crushing them. But this one, I felt like I had to beat the hell out of them to kill them. But I definitely love the art style that they did with this. I did like the art style on the PS1 version, of course. I mean, you guys heard me gush about it when I was streaming it and stuff like that. But the way they did this, they did do a great job at updating the graphics and smoothing stuff out, putting a little more detail into it. And I thought it definitely did the game justice. But I got this to what I thought was relatively cheap for a brand new game that was still sealed. And this is one I would recommend that if you haven't gotten it, I would totally suggest trying to, you know, scrounge up some quarters, if you will, and get yourself a copy of good old Medieval. All right, so going back, we got some movies. Yes, we got movies. We got the Harry Potter collection on 4K and a Blu-ray. That's right. We got on both the lovely Blu-ray and 4K. I was very, very shocked at the price of this because I'm an idiot. I always say I'm an idiot, especially when it's warranted. But when I went to go buy this, I didn't even realize, because I just, you know, hurry up and read the top and seen 4K, because Groove Entertainment had a sale on a lot of their 4K stuff. And it was like $60 or $64, something like that. But I thought that was a good deal in of itself. I was like, well, crap, man, I'm getting 8 movies in 4K for $60. Sure, I'll get it, because it's a series that I was trying to get and I wanted to share with little man when he gets older. And to my surprise, of course, like I showed you guys, it's both. You got the discs for 4K and you got the discs in Blu-ray. So that's, to me, that is crazy good value. And that's one thing I will say. If you guys don't know what Groove Entertainment is, GRUV, I'll post up something here so you guys can see it. If you have no idea what that is, you know, or who they are, they sell DVDs and stuff. But I try to check them out, especially when they got sales like this, because there are some really good deals that they have out there. Some of them, yeah, kind of don't really care, but they do have a lot of great deals when it comes to their 4K DVD and Blu-ray selection. But going back to the Harry Potter, like I said, I just got this because it was one of those things. I was trying to think of some more family-oriented films that I didn't have. So this was one I primarily got for little guy when he gets older. Not saying I have a problem with Harry Potter. I wasn't like super into it, but I also don't hate it, if that makes sense. Like, I can sit down and watch and be like, yeah, you know, this ain't half bad, you know, it doesn't bother me. I remember liking it as a kid, but I only got to watch the first 2. So when I go on to the next ones, it'll all be brand new. I mean, actually, hell, probably watching the first 2 will be brand new. So, but yeah, that is it. Good old Harry Potter. All right, got a TV show that's, I guess you could say it's on the thing, a gaming theme anyways, which is the Castlevania, the complete series on Blu-ray. I got this because I never got to watch it. Like, every time I got a Netflix subscription, because I periodically get one maybe a couple times a year, and I always forgot to try to watch this. And I really wanted to watch it. And I can't recall what I paid for it, but I want to say the reason I didn't mind buying this with having no idea what I was going to think about it was because I believe when I did the number, like, well, it's either I could buy a month of Netflix or I could just buy this and then I have it. So, but I doubt I'm going to hate it I've heard nothing but great things about the TV series, or well, if you want to call it a TV series, I'm calling it a TV series, but it's just a Netflix series. I am excited to get a chance to watch this, and I'm hoping to get to watch this here within the next few weeks, maybe a month, when I start taking a little more vacation time, so I can start kind of chipping away at it. And yeah, I'll be sure to let you guys know what I think about it. So next up, we got a video game on the 360, which is Lost Odyssey. And this was recommended to me from a buddy of mine. And when he recommends me games, I will definitely take it into consideration, because he and I are pretty close on the same wavelength when it comes to the type of games that we like. And I love RPGs. And this one, when I just kind of checked it out and looked up some gameplay on the old tubes just to kind of see how the gameplay was and the format, it was definitely something that I know I'm going to get some enjoyment from, and one that I do look forward to getting the crack on here on the channel and, you know, stream it for you guys, and probably get my ass beat a little bit, but you know, it's okay. But nonetheless, I'm definitely excited to play Lost Odyssey and share the experience with you guys when I get to it. All right, we got another movie, and that is Major Pain. Oh yeah, I am a huge Damon Wayans fan. I think he is just hysterical. I have basically tried to follow him ever since I was a kid, and the first thing I ever seen him on was in Living Color as a kid. And after that, the first movie I ever seen him in was I'm trying to remember if it actually was Major Pain or if it was Blank Man. Whichever one came out first, that was the first one I seen, and then I seen the other one thereafter. But he's one of those actors where I've tried to go back and I want to try to make sure I have all of the movies that he was in, because to my knowledge, everything that I've ever seen him in, I have always liked and always got enjoyment from. My Wife and Kids is a fantastic TV show. That is one that I'm still trying to figure out how to acquire, and I might have to get that one bootleg. But going back to Major Pain, this movie, especially growing up in the 90s, I mean, everybody, at the very least, you always remember the scene when they try to hire Bam Bam Bigelow to go up and beat his ass, and then he ends up beating up Bam Bam, which in real life probably would not have happened. But in the movie, it was just crazy, you know what I mean? For the time, like, it was just one of those things that was one of those lost things that we don't have, like how cool it was to like have like a wrestler in a movie. Like today, it's not really a big deal, but back then it was a big deal. And to us kids, we just thought stuff like that was really cool. But there was other stuff in the movie that just made it great. And if you haven't watched it, my God, you gotta watch Major Pain. All right, got another movie, Strays. And one would probably say I overpaid for this, but I'm okay with that because I actually really did like this movie. And it's another dumb comedy, and it's not for everybody, which again, perfectly fine. As long as I like it, that's what matters. So this movie is literally what the trailer was trying to depict, which was the main dog, which is voiced by Will Ferrell. The storyline is he is trying to go and find his owner to bite his family jewels off. And there's reasons for it. And that literally is the story, or the plot of the story, but there's other stuff that goes along with it. And I personally loved how everything was presented, and I thought it was hilarious. And the one thing, it's a minor spoiler, I won't say what it is, but if you ever get a chance to watch it, there's a part that you'll hear the dogs talking about the devil in the sky, and it made me just laugh out loud because it made me think of my dog. When you find out later on in the movie what the devil in the sky is, because the other dogs are trying to ask him if he can remember how to get back home. So he's talking about all these landmarks, and then he's like, yeah, you go here, then you see the devil in the sky, and then you go here, and you don't think anything of it, but you just go, what the hell's the devil in the sky? And then when you see it, it's hilarious. At least to me, I thought it was funny. And then, like I said, just made me think of my dog, and I go, yeah, makes sense. But I think if you haven't seen Strays, again, this is my opinion, but you got to give it a fair shake, especially if you know you're into stupid humor and stupid comedies. There's no way you're not going to get enjoyment from it. All right, so going back to the video games, we got both. Let me try to tilt this here. Both Divinity 1 and Divinity 2, Original Sin. And I got these. These were not suggested to me, but I went and got them because I have been on a kick of trying to acquire more PS4 games, because that was the console that I got after, of course, the Xbox 360 era. And sadly, I missed out on a lot of PS4 stuff. I should say the vast majority of the PS4 era due to my work schedule, because I was working basically 10 hours a day every day and working every single Saturday. So I was only getting one day off, and I was too drained to even think of gaming back then. So I just completely missed the bus on the whole PS4 experience. And it was one that I remembered seeing a lot of games that I did want to play. Not saying that this was on my radar, but when I went back and I was trying to look at games that I might have liked, and I seen how highly regarded these two were, I just went, you know what? I'm going to go again. I'm going to go onto YouTube, check up some gameplay, see if it is something that I'll really like, and then go from there. And with what I saw, it was definitely something that I know I'm going to get enjoyment from, and I am looking forward to playing it. It's going to be, sadly, just I'm adding to the backlog, which gonna plug my buddy Koi here. I expressed in my comment on his video talking about my badness of currently buying games that I'm not playing, but in my mind, I am thinking that I will get to these eventually. One day, damn it, one day I will get to these games and I will play them. I swear it. I swear it. But yeah, I definitely want to get to them. And for right now, yeah, they're going to collect dust and they're basically going to be glorified ornaments in my room. But I will play them someday, damn it. God willing, anyways. All right, so going back, we got movies. We got The Shining in 4K. Now, I got this off of, there was a deal on Amazon. I can't remember the exact deal. I want to say it was like you bought 3 and it was like buy 3 for 30 or something like that. So it was like 10, or maybe it was 33. But it was like 10 or 11 bucks per movie. And I technically already have The Shining in Blu-ray on one of the what the hell is it called? It's like, it's an 80s thing. It's like a bunch of different movies, like a movie set. But it was one of the movies on there anyways. But I just wanted to get this in 4K because I know I've made my comments in the past, which is true. I don't like care per se, like if it's in 4K or not. But there are movies such as this that I would like to see how will they look in 4K, because I do like the grittiness of it, and I have seen it in its gritty form. And this is one, because it's so good, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it'll be a different experience, because I did go back and watch the movie Howard the Duck, and I have that in 4K, which I would have shown you guys that today, but it's not upstairs with me, and I'm too lazy to go back downstairs. But I did get Howard the Duck. But that movie looked phenomenal. I was just beside myself with how good that looked, because I knew how it looked just, in DVD format. I didn't watch it in Blu-ray, and it had that grit to it. But man, they cleaned up so good. So I was like, I really want to get The Shining and see how that looks. All right, next up we got a TV show, and it's Cat Dog. Cat Dog. That's right. So if you haven't watched Cat Dog, you're probably either not my age or maybe you just don't care about cartoons. I don't know. But I grew up on good old Cat Dog, and this was another one. Going back to, I was trying to figure out some old school stuff to try to incorporate with little man when he grows up, and see if he'll get into it or not. Because so far it seems like he's got a goofy sense of humor like his old man. So I'm hoping that he'll definitely like Cat Dog. I got Rocko's Modern Life, which I loved that growing up. Hopefully he likes that too, but maybe he won't. But I'm hoping he will. And that was just my reason for getting a good old cat dog. All right, next up, we got a DVD, which is Return of the Evil Dead, the Blind Dead Collection. Yeah, I believe this is the sequel because the Blind Dead series is, I can't remember how many movies it is, but this one was the second one, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've watched them because I watched them back when I was in my early 20s, and I remember I liked all of them, and I have them all on my watch list on eBay and stuff like that, trying to find copies. But this one went on sale, and it was the cheapest one that you could find, so I went, all right, I'm going to pull the trigger on it. And I want to say I paid $13 maybe for it, but as you can see, it is sealed, so has not been watched by anybody, by any mortal eyes. So I'll say for a movie of its time, it is very well put together, and I think if you are a horror fan, and maybe if you haven't gone back, into the 70s for horror and stuff like that, maybe you stopped at the 80s, I would say definitely give it a look. There's not like a boatload of movies that I've gone into from the 70s and watched, but this series is one that I have, and I think it is really, really good, and one that you should go check out. And if I do remember, I think that this is ones that it's all subtitles too. I think. I'm trying to remember. Like I said, it's been so long, and I think this is the one that had subtitles. But even with the subtitles, I thought it was really good. And usually I'm not that type of a person to watch movies with just subtitles, but I remember these ones just sucking me right in, and I didn't mind reading the subtitles the whole time. So if you are into something different, check it out. So the last video game I have is Hell Warders, and it is sealed as well. For the same reason as why I got Medieval, is just, I was like, it's sealed, and it was relatively cheap. It was like, I think, again, 13, 14 bucks, something like that. So when I looked to see what type of game this was, again, looked at the gameplay, I thought it looked like something definitely is right up my alley. So I was like, all right, cheap PS4 game, just give it to me, and then one day we'll get to it, hopefully. Please, let's just not be the other statistic of just we're buying games to collect dust. And last but not certainly least, the last movie we have here is Corky Romano. And this one is not only one of the movies that I like a whole hell of a lot. This is actually, and I know some people are going to be like, really? Her favorite? This movie is literally my wife's favorite movie, and she can watch a million times over. And mind you, she gives me a bunch of crap for watching things over and over again. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the movie and I can watch it over and over again. But this one is one where she like gut bust laughs. She's like in tears crying. She loves Chris Kattan's performance in it, and he does do a very good job. And if this is if you haven't watched Corky Romano, I thought it was really, really good. And if I remember right, I think it bombed in the theaters when it came out. I don't know if it did, well over the years, or, if people kind of gravitated towards it, like how a lot of things do. It seems like people don't appreciate him at the time. And then as time goes on, they're like, oh my God, it was the best thing ever. It was one of those things. I don't know. But I thought it was really good. And the premise is good. Of course, there's going to be some verbiage that it's not for a modern audience, so just brace yourself, okay? So if you're one of those people that you're of the modern audience, some stuff on here you're probably going to find offensive to today's standards. But if you can just laugh at stuff for what it is and just move on, then you're just going to enjoy it like everybody else. But that is all I had for today's video, guys. Let me know what you thought about all these pickups in the comments below, and then I'll be seeing all of you in the next video.